Two of WWE's biggest stars walked out before Monday Night Raw tonight. Sasha Banks and Naomi left the building before Raw began tonight, seemingly over creative differences with Vince McMahon directly. This is a story that was, I believe, first reported by PW Insider tonight, and there's a lot to talk about because it gets even crazier and crazier the more that comes out, and I think more is going to come out over the next few days. But here's the report from PW Insider that multiple other sources, including Fightful, have confirmed. The word is backstage at the taping that Sasha Banks took issue with some of the planned creative for the original main event, which was a six-pack challenge to determine the next challenger for Bianca Belair's title at Hell in a Cell. Banks had a meeting with Vince McMahon, and the belief amongst those who they've heard from is that Vince McMahon did not choose to change the direction of those plans like Banks wanted, and Sasha Banks made the decision to then leave the taping. It goes on to say that Naomi, who is her WWE Women's Tag Team Championship partner, left with Sasha Banks, even though she was also to be booked in that match as well. So she was showing seemingly solidarity. Again, I be saying seemingly because we don't know exactly what happened. We just know these reports. And WWE changed the booking around that because Sasha Banks and Naomi had left the building. It's already crazy, and it got even crazier when on the live telecast, the announce team actually on Raw said that Sasha Banks and Naomi had left, and I believe claimed that they were also unprofessional in the way they did it. It was not good. It was not good. It did not come across as good. I don't like it when you do that, especially when the company does that. Here's the thing, because you can say what you want as a talent. You are one person, one individual speaking your mind, right? If you leave a company and you had a bad experience, whatever, right? That happens. When you're a company and you have the power to influence an entire industry, and you use that power to paint a talent in a bad light in that way, kind of like when Tony Khan did the same thing with the whole Big Swole thing. It's there are shades of that in my opinion here as well, but that's a story for a different day. The bigger story is that two former women's world champions in WWE have seemingly walked out on the company tonight, or at least walked out on the show again, and I'm not trying to paint them in a disparaging light either, because there's many reasons why you could walk out. Sasha Banks, we know, has been frustrated with WWE and the creative process before. I believe there was a time before WrestleMania, right after WrestleMania 35, I believe it was, the one back in 2019 in New York, that she considered leaving as well. She, I believe, even took some time off as well to think about that, and she ended up coming back. We've seen people like Mustafa Ali literally ask for their release on social media and then come out and say that, or come back to the company. So I'm not saying that, there was, this is going to be a thing where, Sasha Banks is done. It very well could be. We don't know. This is, again, just happening as we speak. But what we do know is Vince McMahon and Sasha Banks met up in a room to discuss creative plans. And seemingly, once again, Sasha Banks and Vince McMahon could not come to an agreement on what those are. And it got to a point where Sasha Banks felt like the best course of action was to leave. And Naomi, showing solidarity with her tag team partner, with her seemingly friend, I would assume, also did the same thing. There's also an additional part to this report, is that they have not specifically heard that Naomi was involved, but she and Sasha Banks did leave the show together. So Naomi might not have even been involved in that. That she might have just been supporting her friend in that way, which happens all the time. So there's a lot that's going to come out. You can already tell. If this much has come out immediately following this happening earlier tonight, we already know that more is going to come out over the next few days. But look, you have another instance of talent being exceedingly and extremely frustrated with the creative process in WWE. Where have I heard that story before? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Until next time, keep it real.